Welcome back to New England Living. Up next, a New Englander by way of France, Chef Jacques Pepin cooks up his classic omelet and talks about his life outside the kitchen. With a resume fit for culinary royalty, Jacques Pepin is one of the world's most celebrated chefs, having dedicated the majority of his career to the art and craft of culinary technique. He is also an author, educator, artist, TV personality, and philanthropist. He is currently a teacher in the Culinary Arts program at Boston University and executive chairman of the Jacques Pepin Foundation, supporting culinary education for adults with barriers to employment. We're here in the Clark Sub-Zero and Wolf showroom, and I am joined by legendary chef Jacques Pepin.
Thank you.
This is such an honor. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
I know you're making one of your legendary omelets for us today.
Yes. If you want me to, that's what I will do.
Yes, I'll take you up on that.
Okay, good.
So what goes into this?
Well, eggs too, but first I think I should open the wine, right?
Always start with the wine. How does this wine pair with the dish you're about to make?
This is a very good rosé, by the way. I have it at home. That Whispering Angel is excellent. Yeah, nice fruity. Cool.
Cheers. We'll get to work, why would you?
Oh yeah, that's good. So now you're in better mood. Now look at that butter here. If I can take a piece of butter like that, I roll it and turn it this way. Yeah, you put it here.
And it looks like a rose.
Yeah, and a second one, you do it a bit tighter, you know, for the center of the flour. And here you do, and that when you do an omelette, you have to start by doing a butter rose like that to do with it.
I've been putting the butter wrong this entire time.
Sure, you're in a restaurant, you put butter in a jar, butter, and you put that on top, and you can charge $25.
How special is that? That looks incredible.
That's how it works, yeah. So I'm going to show you how to make a classic French omelette. It's not really better than another type. I do at least 3 types of omelette. To start with, break your egg on something flat, like this, or this.
A lot of people use the bowl, so that's a no-no?
Well, yes, because very often when you do this, it's flat, you know, so you open it this way. Otherwise, when you do on the side here, you put shell into the thing, you introduce bacteria, and often you break the yolk. So salt, pepper. Okay, so now you break the yolk, and make sure that with your fork here, you go back and forth, not gently like this, otherwise you're like doing a wet mop, you know. You have to break it so that you don't have any long string of egg white.
Really put some oomph into it.
Yes, so yeah. So butter, of course.
And I can't help but notice that's a healthy slab of butter you have there.
Well, a little bit of butter, you know, nothing is wrong with butter.
Never hurt anyone.
Yes, so you can do an omelette with very large curd, brown underneath, folded, like you do in a regular diner. But this is a French classic omelette. It's not really better, only different. Now you move this very fast. You want to get a very creamy mixture, just like scrambled eggs, you know.
And the good thing about this technique, it's so loud that it will wake the family up and tell them breakfast is on the way.
And at the end, you see, I move everything on this side. Then you bring that lip back here. To bring that other lip here, run your, and bang it here. That lift it up, you see. You fold it. This is the time now that you want to stuff it, if you want, in the center of this. But otherwise, take your hand, you change hand to get it on this side, bang it to get it to the edge here, to unmold it.
That took you about 3 minutes?
Yeah,
Quick,
a couple of
easy.
minutes. But see, the classic French omelette like that should be like beige, not brown. The center of it here is going to be very soft and creamy.
Wow,
Now,
look
you
at
may
that.
want it a bit more cooked. It's a question of taste, you know. You want to taste it?
Thank you. And you've passed this recipe on. So many people have tried it.
No.
What are your thoughts on the fact that this has gone on for generations and generations?
When I worked in Paris in the 50s, you know, you would go to a restaurant to work, the chef would say, make an omelette. That was a test of, you know, it was a test of technique, you know, at the time and so forth. So, still to a certain extent.
A lot of people, when they think of you, they think of a chef. But You're actually a really talented artist in your own right, and you actually collaborated on a cookbook with your granddaughter.
With my granddaughter,
How
sorry.
special is that to pass your passion on through the generations?
I think it's very important for the kid, you know, to be involved. Whatever you eat as a child, those memories are very visceral, you know. They stay with you the rest of your life, those tastes. I'm sure you remember what your mother, grandmother, and my granddaughter, I remember when she was 3 years old, 4 years old, come in the kitchen, she had a stool next to me. Now she's taller than me anyway. And I said, okay, give me the salad. Do you think it's washed enough? Do you think it's clean? Give me this, give me that. Let's go to the garden, go to the garden. I say, get some parsley. I say, no, that's chive, test it. That's parsley, that's tarragon. Okay. And then I take her to the market. Say, get me some pear, make sure they are ripe. Did you smell them? You think they are ripe? Or those so the kid gets used to, you know, touch the ingredient, to come back, sit next to me, we cook, and eventually, of course, we sit down and eat the food. This is a canvas for discussion, and it's a very important in our family, that type of structure, you know. Yeah.
You've allowed countless Americans to have those memories with their family through your recipes. What's that feeling like?
Well, it's very gratifying. I'm working with my son-in-law, actually Rolly, who teaches at Johnson & Well. He's a professional chef. He's created the Jacques Pepin Foundation, where we teach through community kitchen people who have been a bit disenfranchised by life. You know, people who come out of jail, former drug addicts, homeless people, veterans, teach them the basic structure of cooking so they can reincorporate the workforce. And so that's very gratifying in many ways.
The foundation, you're still putting out videos, you're still putting out cookbooks.
Yes.
You don't really slow down, do you?
Well, no, I don't intend to slow down. No, I won't stop drinking wine for sure.
And as you reflect on your career and all the things you've accomplished, the James Beard Awards, the Emmy Awards, the list goes on and on, is there one achievement in particular that sticks out to you?
Well, my kid, you know, when you have kid, that's a great achievement, you know, and grandkid now, so that's great. I mean, you know, cooking for someone is really maybe the purest expression of love, because you cook for your friend, you cook for your grandmother, you cook for your husband or wife, you cook for anyone, stranger. That brings people together, you know, that sitting around the table is a great equalizer in many ways.
You've lived in Connecticut for over 40 years. How has being in New England influenced your cooking style?
Well, you can see I have a pure drawl from Connecticut now. You can recognize it.
I thought I detected that.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Now I live next to the water, so you know I have friends who bring me bluefish in summer, or I have other friends who bring me oyster or clam that we pick up there. Yes, this is what cooking is. It reflects conditions. So there in Connecticut, you know, I have my garden, I have market, I have stuff. So yeah.
You've been doing so much. So what's next?
Next is more of the same. Okay, so I hope.
And in the immediate future, next is, I think, a sip of wine. So cheers to
I
you.
agree with you. To you too.
Thanks for all you do.
Thank you for having me.